neck I have to introduce for you is a very talented comedian and is also from Africa. So please give a very warm welcome to Njambi McGrath.
Wow, hello. I am indeed from Africa and I came by plane. I know what a show off. But you guys look like the type of crowd that are into African politics. So last year, or a few years ago actually, Nigeria had a leader called Good Luck. And if your leader is called Good Luck, you know you need it. That's like having a pilot called Fingers Crossed. Or a surgeon called Oops. But I am from Kenya. I was born in Kenya. Do you remember Kenya, British people? Yeah. Of course, Kenya was a British colony. And actually, Kenya and Britain went to war. But you don't know about this war because we won. That's why you don't celebrate it. You know, with our machetes, go back! But of course, Kenya is very famous for its marathon runners. And it's always the man doing long distances. Like when I was 14, my father did a marathon, didn't come back until I was 30. That is how my mother laughed. But to be fair to my dad, he did say that was not his personal best. But my dad was a very traditional African man, such a disciplinarian, and I was a tomboy. He would always yell at me, "You're no daughter of mine." I'd be like, "I know, Mom told me." And it'd get awkward. But my parents were very traditional African parents, massively into education. And now that I've traveled a little bit, I realize that attitudes to education vary, especially when it comes to university education. Like in America, parents tend to start saving for their kids' tuition fees the moment the kid is born. In Britain, the attitude is pretty much, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But African parents are like, there might not be a bridge. But I grew up in Kenya, and when you grow up in Africa, you don't actually know how we're portrayed by the Western media. It's shambolic, wouldn't you agree? It is so awful. Like, what's up with the flies? Like, every picture you see of an African, they've got flies all over their face. Like, do you know how hard it is to maintain that fly look? You literally have to be wearing marmalade all day. Now, I grew up on a farm in Kenya, never had flies all over my face. I ate them. It's so awful. The commercials are just terrible. And there are people still saying things like, "We are going to dig another well in Africa." And the Africans are like, "Wi-Fi! Please make it Wi-Fi!" Not another damn well. I don't know what it is about a diamond-rich continent that makes white people want to come and dig wells. Those commercials are truly awful, and there's always a kid and he's always drinking dirty water. And they're always saying something like, "This is Nkrumah. He's 2 years old, and he's drinking dirty water that's going to kill him." And I'm like, so stop him. Don't just stand there filming him. Can you imagine if I did that with a white kid? "This is Jake. He's drinking Coca-Cola that's going to kill him one day." It's incredible. And there are commercials that don't even make sense. Like there's long-running commercial that says something like this: "Give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, feed him for life." I'm like, you guys need to stop teaching Africans how to fish. Most of Africa is desert. Now there's a lot of very frustrated African fishermen in the Sahara. It's incredible. Nobody does this research. But I've been living in Britain for a while, and you can tell because I've become so British. I now say British things like, "I beg your pardon," before I push a lady off her seat. But I think Isaac was saying earlier that British people have become so emotional post-Brexit. Oh my God. and everybody's freaking out. Everybody's scared of immigrants. Everybody's like, oh my God, all these immigrants are coming here to change the British way of life. No, it's not our priority. You can just imagine a man coming from Gabon, walking across the Sahara Desert, crossing perilous seas, camping in Calais, jumping a lorry to get here and say, right, you lot, no more fish with your chips. He'll be ringing his pregnant wife in Gabon, mushy peas is next. It's incredible, and your leaders are telling you that immigrants are coming here to change the British way of life. Who do you think we are, colonialists? It's truly incredible. People are freaking out, and people are saying things like, we want Britain to go back to what it used to be before. And I'm like, how far back do you want to go? Like BC? Like before curry? And you know what? I'm blaming the tabloid press because they're showing you all these images of people coming on boats, and white British people are freaking out. They're like, oh my God, look at all these immigrants coming from Africa, I'm saying, guys, please relax. British people, 200 years ago, you came to Africa. You took so many of us against our will. You even paid for the shipping. Now we're coming willingly, and we're paying for our shipping. What's not to like? But I did my degree in upstate New York. Upstate is another word for racist. But what I found out when I was in New York was that, like, they're very fabulously wealthy people. And it's the wealthy people that come up with such nonsense. Like, I think it was Elizabeth Taylor that said something like, diamonds are a girl's best friend. Do you remember that? The diamonds are a girl's best friend, not in Congo. But you know, when I was in New York, I got to see the sights. It was pretty awesome. I got to see the Statue of Liberty. If you've never seen the Statue of Liberty, it's pretty awesome. It's a female figure with headgear, long flowing robes. Probably why the French got rid of it, thought he was Muslim. Most likely why they keep it on an island. Because France is leading the way backward. Because France has banned the full face covering, and we know that America would never follow suit because the KKK would never put up with it. But it was while I was in New York that I met my British husband, and it's very nice to be married to a British guy because obviously he needed a Kenyan passport. Thank you very much. My name is Njambi McGrath.